Hello, everybody. This is Coach Allison, and I'm back with week 8, Defy Aging. This week, we are back to a circuit style, so we'll be rotating around stations. There's 7 exercises, 7 stations. The time is going to be, for 3 sets, 3 rounds. Time is going to be 40 on, 30 off, 30 on, 30 off, and 20 on, 30 off. So your work time reduces and your rest time stays the same. Let's go over our 7 exercises. All right, our first station is a mini band vertical arm extension. So your clubs will have these mini bands. Seems a little firm. I'll kind of want the lighter to maybe medium ones for this. So you're gonna do this. The bottom, both palms are facing down. Okay. Yes. And you won't see much movement here because I have a really firm band, and this is a kind of a harder exercise, so I can't stretch it too much. So, but you'll get the idea. Start it just enough so it's not droopy, and we're stacking the hands one on top of the other, and keeping the bottom arm still, so we're not pulling down, but we are pulling up, and this bottom arm is resisting that, so it's not letting the band pull it up. So we're gonna do half the time on one side, and then half the time on the other side. Okay? It's a different one. You'll feel it all in these muscles here. So give it a try. All right, our next station is an overhead press, but done a little different. Typically, we have dumbbells for this. We're gonna use a barbell or a body bar. I think most of the gyms hopefully have these bars with kind of the foam padding. Those are great because they're just a good weight for this. If you're kind of newer to using a barbell for this move, your coaches will put out the bars, the weights that are appropriate for whoever is in the session. So you're gonna grip overhand on the bar, a little wider than your shoulders. As you can see, this would be like shoulders. This is a little wider. You should make sort of a W shape. As you can see, I'm sort of making a W. And we press up and overhead. Of course, bring it back down. Watch out for your face. So want to make sure we're not pressing it forward. So you do have to, it's right under my chin to start. You do have to go up and kind of over the head and then sort of get your head out of the way as you bring it down. So we're pressing that barbell up. A little bit different than a dumbbell, just for a little variety this week. Next station is a band side step with a curl. We've done this combination before. We're gonna do it just a little bit different this week. So we have our band, you're gonna step on top of it, a little tension on there, and we're gonna go side to side. You can do 2 one way, 2 the other way, or stick with singles, however you want, okay? It's important though to keep a soft bend in the knees. See how my knees are slightly bent? And you also have to keep your foot and ankle really strong. So you don't want your foot to turn like this or like this. So that's just kind of keeping your foot and ankle really strong and straight as you push against that resistance. The corner of your foot should dig into the band, stretching it, and not glide and slide on the band. Okay. So you're gonna do this for most of the set. For the final 10 seconds of the set though, you're gonna stop and do 10 seconds of curls, bicep curls, just like this. So for the 40-second set, at the 30-second mark, you'll stop and do curls. And so the last 10 seconds, you're gonna do curls. Your coach will either call out 10 seconds or maybe this station might be near the timer, so you can just keep your eye on the timer yourself. Next exercise is a stability ball skull crusher. So you got a weight in each hand, sit on the ball and walk out until your butt, hips, lower back are all off the ball. But you can see my upper back and my head are supported. So meaning you don't want to stop here. See how my head is now not supported? So I'm going to strain my neck trying to hold up my head. So I'm going to go a little farther. That's better. Your head and your neck should be fully supported. We don't want the hips to be sinking down, so use the strength in your legs to pop those hips up. Now, my arms are straight up, palms turned inward. Okay, I'm going to bend down and back. And these weights kind of come right next to the side of the head. So be very slow and meticulous and don't kind of bonk yourself in the head. But you want to keep the upper arm very still. So I'm going to put one weight down. Notice this part of my arm, the upper arm, is very still. I'm not bringing it back here and down here. We're not doing all this movement. You can't, now as you're doing this, the hips might start to sink down. So take note, keep those hips up. Put the weights down like this when you're done. Push yourself back up. And voila. Now, You can definitely try the ball if that's a new position for you. On the ball, try it. It is a little there's a lot of stability involved. You can definitely do that move on the floor, removing the ball if you prefer. You can also do it on a bench. So you just take a bench. So that gets you in that laying down position, but without having to get down to the floor. So lots of options for where to lay. The stability ball is the most difficult. So definitely give it a try if you feel like you are ready for that challenge. Next up is a kettlebell sumo squat. We do this one a lot. So going back to basics here. Nice heavy kettlebells, a very strong movement. Legs wide. So a normal squat for me would look about here. I'm gonna go wider, that's the sumo. And notice how my toes went slightly out, so kind of at an angle. When you are doing this squat, you're gonna have a slight forward lean, not excessive, but yeah, slight forward lean, but keep those knees pointing outward. What we don't want is the knees to kind of cave, oops, I almost fell, cave in like that. So you're gonna get a good stretch right here, that's normal. Sink down, you want those knees to track right over the ankles. Okay, so that's the position. The kettlebell is just dead weight hanging down. So we're not lifting with the arms, we're not swinging. It's simply dead weight that you are bringing down and bringing up. And that's our kettlebell sumo squat. Okay, our next exercise is a medicine ball seated side to side slam. So a little different. We did this recently with the battle ropes, the seated battle rope side to side slam. It's really the same concept. Oh, it's all sorts of not in the right spot. Sorry about that. Okay, oh good, Lord. I'm having some camera stand issues. We're gonna sit on our butt. Okay. Legs are straight out. Okay. Flex the feet. Keep your legs nice and sturdy. So we don't want just kind of relaxed, floppy legs like this. We want to keep them firm, in place, and nice and straight and strong. We're gonna take the ball, slam side to side. Notice I'm trying to keep my legs pretty still. I'm not kind of doing a whole bunch of leg movement. And of course, to keep you off the floor if desired, we're gonna do a standing side to side slam, which is more typical. You still slam it on each side, go up and over. So it's really the same exercise with the ball, only we're doing seated versus standing. So seated, if you are able to get down to the floor, it requires a little more core recruitment and stabilization. Standing is just fine if needed. Next exercise is called a gorilla row. So typically when we do a double arm, bent over row, feet are kind of close together. The hands with the weights are on the outsides of the legs, right? In that 45-degree body position. The gorilla row, the arms are going to be inside of the legs, between the legs. So that means you have to step a little wider, okay? I might have been a little, the weights might be a little much, but I just grabbed what was there. So, all right, kettlebells are preferred for this. You can do dumbbells if, that's what you require. So we're in that 45-degree body position and rowing up, alternating arms. Get a little bit of a twist, not a ton. I'll show you from the side. 45-degree forward fold and rowing up one arm at a time. We're really trying to squeeze into that lat. So as you pull up, squeeze kind of back here in those back muscles. Again, alternating arms, and that's the gorilla row. All right, that is week 8. I hope you enjoy these exercises, and we'll see you back next week.